Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. Let's get into it. So, I should, be taking all these posters and things down off the wall, but I'm not. I'm not. Because it's not Lawrence Taylor's fault. It's not Eli Manning's fault. Well, it might be. And it's not Michael Strahan's fault. That this team is trash. Absolute garbage. And we sit here every week and we have the same conversation. Well, who should be fired? Who should be fired? Who should not be fired? Well, Joe Judge gets to stay. Why? Tell me why. Oh, well, he has a solid foundation and, we need to keep Joe Judge around and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, lip service. Oh, because we did 2 years in a row. We got to let him develop. No. This is not some good team that fell on bad luck and is now going for in whatever. Because right now they're 4-9, headed for 4-13 with the next 4 games. Maybe 5-12 because maybe they beat Chicago, but that's not even guaranteed. And for all those sitting there patty caking because we scored 21 points at the end of a football game that we already had lost. Yeah, that's good. That's progress. Give me a damn break. People were telling me this team was going to the playoffs. Hell, even they said it. The fact that they spent $72 million on a receiver who hasn't done nothing, a running back who hasn't come back from injury, and they spent $22 million on a quarterback that's not even playing. Yeah, those are 4-9 moves right there. Those are moves that are telling me we need to regress. Rebuilding. All this stuff. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it. People keep telling me, well, Adam, they need to keep, Joe Judge around because they need the continuity and he's not really that bad. It's more this, more that. No, he's terrible. And it's okay to say that. We're sitting here defending a quarterback, defending a coach, and defending a GM that all should be shown the door. But this is what happens with Giant fans. Oh, well, Daniel got injured and he didn't have all his weapons and he has offensive line issues, blah, blah, blah. Excuse. Same thing. Gettleman, well, he did this and he was that. It's not really his fault, even though he's been here 4 years. The offensive line looks great. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. And he's still here. And then Joe Judge. 2 weeks in a row telling me that there's progress being made, the foundation is here. Come on, you could have told me that last year. Because last year you look like a better team than you do this year. And you have the same amount of injuries. Give me a break with this team. Everyone wants to sit here and bring back Joe Judge. Fine, if you're going to do that, you might as well bring back Edelman. Why not? What's the point? Why if we're gonna keep Judge, let's say they promote Abrams, well, why not keep Gettleman at that point? Oh, well, he's 71, and I don't give a damn. He's been here. He's still old. He still would love to do the job. Give me a break. I'm tired of this, yo. I'm tired of fan bases fighting with each other because they don't know what to do. I'm tired of losing. We've become so accustomed to losing that scoring 21 points at the end of a game, 2 touchdowns at the end of a game, trying to go for an onside kick at the end of a game makes us, we're still fighting. No, that's called desperation. That's called, I don't want to look like the other coaches before me whose team didn't score any points. The game is over. Why didn't you put in Fromm to get some snaps to see what he's got and get his feet wet in the NFL game? This whole quarterback situation is crazy. We'll get into that in a little bit. But let me stay on Judge. Okay? The guy has blown timeouts. Okay? Has bad clock management. His special teams have not been good, and he's a special teams coach. And you're running a fake punt in your own end zone at 4th and 2. Why not just leave the offense out there? This fake punt crap. Give me a damn break. And you want this guy to be here? Why? No one's told me why. Everyone's told me because, we don't want to do what we did last time with the other 2 coaches. Well, guess why they got fired? Because they stunk. Why waste time with people who stink? Oh, well, we got to run it back to the Judge next year. If he fails next year, we'll be in a position to pick a quarterback. And there's no guarantee that's going to happen. What happens if you go 8-9 next year and you're in the middle of the road draft-wise because you missed the playoffs again? Are we going to say progress then? Are we going to keep Joe Judge around? No, because next year, it's playoffs or bust. There's no other explanation. You're in year 3. If he comes back, you're in year 3 of the rebuild. There's no excuse. I don't care who you're playing out there. No excuse. Oh, well, Adam, we can't draft the quarterback this year because they all stink. According to who? Because people haven't done all their tape on him yet. The combine hasn't come by yet. So there's no hype machine yet. Let's see what happens when they get hyped. Because that's what tends to happen. If you're a good quarterback, look at Daniel Jones' era. Okay? Look at that era of quarterbacks, 2019. Kyler Murray, they had their doubts about, his height, he can't do this. Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? He's the best of the bunch. Year 3, he has progressed, and he is part of that reason why that team is still winning. Obviously, he's a little bit banged up now, and they're still winning without him. But that's what happens when you have a winning football team. They buy in. Meanwhile, we have Daniel Jones, who's getting a third opinion on his neck because the first 2 didn't end up the way they wanted it to. So let's get a third one. Right? No, he's going to fly back yesterday to go here for Monday to go get an appointment with the doctor. But everything's hunky-dory. It's okay. He's going to come back. He's going to come back. Why keep him around if he's not going to play? Why? What's the point? He knows the offense. Why do you need him around? Because most players, when they're injured on IR, they go do the injury thing. They're with the trainers. They can't be involved too much in the meetings and the day-to-day stuff because they're on the IR. When they come back from the IR and they're allowed to play with the trainers, that's when they come off the IR. And you don't put a guy on IR, it's because you think he's week to week. If he really is week to week, fine. But this seems like it's a little more difficult. And I think it would be easier for you to go get his test done if he's on IR for 3 weeks. The season's over. Why bring him back? Why bring back Daniel Jones? Why even contemplate bringing back Daniel Jones? Why even tease the fact that you're going to bring back Daniel Jones? Why? So he can get his butt kicked against a turnstile that is Nate Solder, who happened to be playing? That's a fireable offense. It is. And then Matt Pert comes in, and he actually has some game. Maybe we should start him come Sunday against the Cowboys if we have any chance to beat this team. But we're going to trot out Mike Glennon, because Mike Glennon is going to be here next year, right? Because he's really a great proponent of this team. This team is so far out of touch with what's going on. It's scary. And then the fan base doesn't want to fire a guy who happens to be doing worse than he did the previous season because we don't want to be 3 coaches, 6 years, 3 coaches. They didn't get it right. Oh, well, who are you going to bring in here? Well, I don't know who's available yet to know who to bring in here. I can't just, fart and out comes the coach. I have to see who's on the market. Just like with players. We're going to get this guy, we're going to get that guy. And meanwhile, they sign with their own team. We have no idea. And a college coach can come in here, a program builder. Maybe they do win, maybe they don't. Oh, well, if someone's going to say, look at Matt Rule. Well, look at Cliff Kingsbury. He came in, he drafted his quarterback, he got the guy he wanted, and away you go. Away you go. And now we're sitting here going to bring back Daniel Jones another year because the quarterback class is weak this year. Brr. We have no idea. We don't know who's going to do what. That's why the NFL draft is such a crapshoot. Because you don't know what you don't know. You can sit there and study film and do all this other stuff, but unless you know the actual plays and what they were called and everything that's going on, we don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea what the heart is going to be of this guy, right? Coming out. Look at Josh Rosen. Everybody wanted that guy. Some people said, we don't trust his football. Well, guess what? He got into the game with Arizona. He had his ups and downs like any rookie, and then they said, you know what, we're going in a different direction. I haven't heard from him since. Dwayne Haskins, he was a big guy. Everybody wanted him too. And then his heart wasn't into it. Sometimes you got to just let it play out. You can't just assume someone's going to be a bust because sometimes they're not. Look at Aaron Curry, okay? Best linebacker coming out in that draft, and I think it was '09. Best linebacker out of Wake Forest. Came in, got his money, and that was it. He was done. He collected it. Said, I'll be here. I'll do what I got to do, but didn't play up to his standards. And we're gonna get into draft later on in the year, some prospects here and there, guys you want to look out for, philosophies that you may need to see. But this team is trash. And if anybody thinks that Joe Judge shouldn't be fired, it's crazy to me. And not that they're crazy, it's just a crazy thought to not have him fired. Because he's doing worse. And you want to bring him back another year because you want continuity. Oh, and then on top of that, someone said, bring in a guy like a Wes Callaway, because he knows the offense, and, it's going to be fine if you bring him in. You got to learn the offense. Just because the terminology is the same or similar doesn't mean the concepts are going to be similar. You still got to learn those concepts. Football is football at the end of the day, but guys are going to tweak things. They want it to be their own system. They're going to get out of the Jason Garrett ways. Right? And why would we want to bring in somebody that the offense is catered to when we don't like the offense that's being run right now? But I digress. I'm not a prophet. I don't predict what's going to go on. All I know is this team stinks. The Cowboys are up next. And if you think the Cowboys with Micah Parsons, who we could have had, who the Giants could have gotten, but they decided to trade down and go for Kadarius Toney because, we didn't need offensive linemen at the time. And meanwhile, we signed a $76 million receiver. And by the way, both those guys ain't playing. And what is Micah Parsons doing? Not to take anything away from Azeez Ojulari, who probably would be in the consideration of Defensive Rookie of the Year if it weren't for Micah Parsons. The Cowboys are coming in here and they're going to try to stomp us out in MetLife Stadium. That's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to embarrass us. Mike McCarthy is going to try to embarrass us. They're going to say, yeah, we're the top dog. Here we come. So Giant fans, if you're going to the game, enjoy it. If not, it's going to be a lot of Cowboy fans in there talking. And we're going to see. And if the Giants get blown out, and I have to hear the coach go again, well, I see no progress in foundation. Progress is winning. Progress is a game that comes down to the wire that you lost because you have a lack of talent. And not because you're getting blown out. Not scoring 2 touchdowns in garbage time and trying to say, we fought to the end. That's their job. They're professional athletes. They play 60-minute games. By the way, they called off the Dogs in L.A. They pulled out their quarterback, and they pulled out all their starters. Then we do an onside kick with a minute to go in the game because, that's cool. And everyone's like, oh, we got the ball back, and it worked. Okay, so you've got to evaluate an onside kick. What about that fake punt on 4th and 2 inside your own 30-yard line? What about the defense not stopping a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown? Mind you, that was on a 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11. And they were ballsy to just throw it deep. And this is what I'm talking about with a mobile quarterback. Justin Herbert moves around to buy time when the pocket collapses. He doesn't stand there like a statue. And Daniel Jones, he progressed. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a long 4 weeks. A lot's going to happen. More's going to leak out. Buckle up. Enjoy. But this team stinks. And let's see what they can do against the Cowboys. And if they get blown out, I swear to God, if they get blown out, I do not want to hear Joe Judge tell me that there's progress and things are happening and to trust the process when your ship is sinking. You're on the Titanic and everyone's falling off. You're like, oh, don't worry. This ship's indestructible. We're not going to sink. That's okay. It's cool. Well, only the boat's just sinking like this and about to break in half. It's cool. It's cool. It was supposed to do that. It's supposed to do that. You didn't know? Now, if this were last year for Joe Judge, I could have said, okay, first year coach. Cool. Whatever. Give him another chance. You're in year 2. He made most of these draft picks. This is on him. You're the top dog, and this is your mess. So he's got to clean it up or get the heck out. And right now, it's looking like get the heck out. Everyone's going to be like, well, who are you going to get? Let's see who's available. If Mike Tomlin's available because he gets fired, that's the guy I'm taking. If somebody with head coaching experience happens to break loose, maybe that's the guy I'm considering. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed the hurry up. Another tough Giants Monday morning. Misery loves company. So I'm there with you guys. Miserable. But we'll get through this. As an organization, we'll get through this. But maybe not with Joe Judge. And definitely not with Dave Gettleman. Holla.